to Wicked Art. It's Wicked here, and for Digital Wednesday, we're not really going to draw anything today. I want to kind of show you guys what I was working on for the last month, and just so you could see why it was taking so long. I was doing an animated opening for a podcast that talks about comic books, comic book movies, stuff like that. It's the Kristian Harloff channel, so if you want to go get some really fun entertainment and talk about movies and stuff like that, go check out his channel at the Kristian Harloff channel. Um, but yeah, he'd asked me to do this animation for the opening, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys how it all works. So obviously, I had to draw everything first, right? And the way that I animated this was I just did separate layers, right? And I did it in what's called twos. So I would duplicate each layer that was drawn, right? And go to the next frame. So you can see how the cape starts moving. And you had to go through and draw every single frame, minus the duplicates, right? I mean, if I could redo, I would do that. And then once we get down further, we just have the movements start to go. Okay, so the way that I'm able to do this, also the next thing I would do, as I had a separate layer for the background, I can just leave that on at all times. Um, but the way that you can actually animate after doing uh, all your drawings and stuff, you can check on your things by if you just go to Window and click on Timeline, and you want to make sure that on these little boxes here that you want uh, this little button down here clicks back and forth, and it'll change it to an actual frame. So this little button down here, convert video to timeline. If it's already set up like this, you want to convert to frame animation, right? And then I would just add a new frame, and you go through each frame and just add in the image. Now the only one you don't have to click on or off is the background itself. So it takes a little bit of time. Animation is time consuming, but once you get it all set up, you can then preview your animation. And see how it looks, right? So once you add in each individual frame is when it'll be completed. So I'm just going to go through here and we're just going to add. So while I'm doing that, I can kind of explain what I did was I started out with just like basic body shapes. I didn't really have any detail whatsoever. That way I could just see how the animation was looking. And then I went back to what would essentially just be the refinement stage of the lines, getting those nice solid lines in there. And then the next step was I went through each frame and added the color. And to get a faster flow, you can see I didn't animate in twos anymore. I went and I switched to just having single frames. That way it would move a little faster and more fluid. But just be aware that it will speed up. So I went through and added the colors and all the shadows and the highlights, which is a long process. And you can see the thing about animation is you don't have to be like super duper detailed. Like you can look and see with each individual frame that it's not, something that's perfect, but it will sell the point of what it is you're trying to do. Okay, so I can just turn that off and he's flown off screen. These little buttons down here as you play, and of course we're in Photoshop if I didn't say that already, um, is how you can review, and this kind of just resets it back to the beginning, and then you can just click play, and it'll just start playing, through your animation. Now, it's not going to go very fast for me, just because I'm recording and doing this at the same time, so I have a very old computer. um, and so it's chugging along trying to get this stuff. But eventually you get your final image, which I'll show you guys the final animation. And then I moved on, to the next part, which was, and these are cartoon versions of each of the people on the show. So like some of them like Batman, Homelander, stuff like that. So I was just drawing them as close as I could without, getting in trouble. Let's turn this off real quick, just because I've already animated it out and I don't want to. That's how you can get rid of your frames, and you can turn the timeline back off. Um, but yeah, I just tried to get them close to resembling, the characters that they love, which, Batman. Um, so I just kind of altered a little bit, made it more armored and, future tech. And again, just drawing frame by frame, pulling up the different aspects of it. And the last one, this person likes Spider-Man, so I tried to draw him, you know, looking Spider-Man-esque, but without, again, stealing the design of it. Had to kind of come up with my own design. And of course, that just kind of goes through. This one had the most frames because Spider-Man's real agile and things like that. But what I wanted to do was show you the animation now. So once that's all done, I pieced everything together. Added a little sound from the theme song by the person who created that. Um, and then we get our final result like this. And then that's how that works. So you can see everything played like it was a comic book strip panel. And then the comic book closes. So if you look, doing everything by myself, entire animation is literally 9 seconds. So 9 seconds worth of animation took me about a month to do on my own. So you can see why I haven't done too many animation videos on the channel. They take time to actually explain. So I could do some more if you want, but it's gonna have to be minimal stuff like balls bouncing, things like that, or stick man's walking. That's about the only way but how to fully, excuse me, animate and color and all that other stuff would take time. It would be the longest video ever, and I don't think you guys have a month of your time to really watch. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all and show you how you could animate in Photoshop, as well as just what I was working on and why it was taking so long. So I appreciate you checking this video out. Again, if you want to go check out his channel, it's the Kristian Harloff channel. Again, he talks about Star Wars on certain days, comic books on Fridays. And then just other movie news and stuff like that. It's really fun, it's really entertaining, so you can go check him out as well. Other than that, let me know what you think about the animation. Leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what else you'd like to see. And other than that, yeah, just remember, keep sketching and have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Bye.